Climbing back upon Mount Soapbox for another rant. And this is basically a continuation of the previous rant. In case you were wondering, what did we rant about a few days ago? A muscle car that has some issues. Guess what we're ranting about today? A muscle car that has some issues. No, it's not Groundhog Day. That was on February 2nd. And by the way, this was a terrible Valentine's present, Rockstar. You've given us some nice presents in the past on Valentine's Day, like the Roosevelt Valor, the Gusenberg, some of the sweet masks and clothing. Why did you do this to us? Why, Rockstar? Why? We've been good to you over the past 5 years. I mean, this is not how you celebrate a 5-year anniversary, Rockstar, with a shitty muscle car that has problems. So yes, Valentine's Day, along with all the returning Valentine's content that got discounted, some other stuff too, we got another muscle car, part of Dripocalypse 2019. Now, for the record, I don't think they intended to put this car out on Valentine's Day. I don't think that was the plan. That's just the way it worked out. Unlike previous cars, like I mentioned, the Roosevelt and the Roosevelt Valor. It would have been cool if we would have had a car like from that time period, for 2019 Valentine's Day, but I guess the 70s cars will have to do. The Declasse Vamos muscle car came of yours. I would highly recommend you not purchasing this, by the way. But if you feel so inclined, costs just under $600,000. Could easily cost you an additional $100,000 once you upgrade it, customize it. So let's just say at the very minimum, maybe $700,000. You can purchase it over at Southern San Andreas, which is interesting because, see, last week's muscle car, yeah, that's right. We've had 2 muscle cars drip fed back to back in a row. And last week's muscle car, the Deviant, which, as I mentioned, I also ranted about, is over on Legendary. But it's cheaper. $512,000 for that muscle car on the quote-unquote more luxurious car site. Meanwhile, the more expensive of the 2 muscle cars is over on Southern San Andreas Super Sport Autos. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Rockstar. What else is new? So, basically, the Vamos is the GTO of muscle cars. It handles poorly, it weaves left and right all over the place, it spins out of control whenever you're trying to go around corners, it has difficulty staying on the ground, it likes to lift up, like at least half of it, like either the right side or the left side, depending on which way you're going, and this car loves doing barrel rolls. Barrel rolls are cool when you're in a plane or a jet and you're several hundred feet in the sky above Los Santos or Blaine County or above Mount Chiliad. They're not so cool when you're in a car on the ground trying to do races or just going around a corner a little fast, maybe not too ridiculous. Maybe you're not getting the pedal to the metal, but going around a corner, yeah, you can lift up and before you know it, you're barrel rolling. There were several times where it spun out of control and did these barrel rolls during Thursday's live stream. And for those of you that watched, yeah, you know exactly what this thing is capable of. Now, it does have a pretty impressive amount of customization, liveries, mods, including a wheelie bar for all of you that love the wheelie bar. It even has a wheelie bar with a parachute on it. But guess what? The parachute doesn't even work. It's just aesthetic. Rockstar, if you're going to give us a wheelie bar with a parachute and allow people to make a dragster variant of the Vamos, which there are several spoilers that are specifically for drag racing, then make the chute on the wheelie bar actually shoot out a parachute. It's false advertising to have a wheelie bar with a parachute when the parachute doesn't even work. Much like the Deviant from last week, the Vamos joins the long list over 30 cars since Super Southern San Andreas Super Sports Series. I think I said that correctly. Yes, over 30 cars. We went over several of them last week that suffer greatly due to these advanced handling flags. And I promoted it last week. I'm doing so once again because this is a serious ongoing issue. We pay for these cars and they perform horribly. And according to Bruffy, which I watch his videos all the time, he's one of the best racers out there, and even he had problems with this car. A couple quotes. By the way, check out his video. Check out the lap times. Check out several instances where even he was having problems controlling this thing. A couple quotes. It was infuriatingly bad, incredibly annoying, and a horrible driving experience. I concur. Another fascinating thing he mentions in that video, which I highly recommend you go check out if you haven't done so already, is that he did the test for the Vamos at least 30-40 laps, and he only got 2 clean laps out of it. Like I said, for those of you that know Bruffy, great guy, he's pretty good at racing, knows what he's doing, and he only had 2 clean laps with this thing? That's when you know a vehicle in Grand Theft Auto Online has serious problems. And if you haven't already done so, I encourage you to check out the petition that Bruffy started. I signed it. I emailed Rockstar. I did all the things Bruffy asked to do. But now I'm asking you to join the petition to have the devs at Rockstar go back and do something about these advanced handling flags that have been plaguing over 30 cars for nearly a year now. Like I said, we've spent money on these vehicles out of our own pocket, whether it's from grinding or shark cards, and a lot of them could be so much better. The Vamos could be so much better. The Deviant could be so much better. The Dominator GTX and the Alley could be so much better. All those supercars that have come out over the past year, expensive as hell, they could have also been so much better if it wasn't for these lousy, stinking advanced handling flags. Now, if your only interest in the Vamos is the look and for a collection, okay, fine. Go drop over $600,000–$700,000 for it. But if you're going to buy the Vamos because you want to use it in racing, you're going to have a bad time.